some of the rules and guidelines that we all have to adhere and respect during this online seminar to maintain a structured and orderly session. Let us maintain a professional and respectful tone. Please ensure your microphone is muted to minimize background noise. Unmute yourself, and only when we are in the question and answer session. Kindly keep your video cameras on for duration of the seminar to promote a more engaging and interactive experience. Your questions should be reserved for the questions and answer session at the end of the presentations. You can submit your questions in the chat section or raise your hand during the questions and answer session. To the speakers, I would like to ask them adhere strictly to the allotted time for your presentations, because we want to ensure a smooth flow and to allow time for questions and answers. We aim to conclude the seminar on time to respect everyone's schedule, and thank you for your cooperation. Let me start now by saying District Governor Bashar Haddad, past Rotary International Director Elizabeth Usovicz, past District Governors Annemarie, George Azar, fellow Rotarians, welcome all to the District 2452 Girls Empowerment Seminar. I am honored to serve as your moderator for this significant event. Today, we gather with a shared commitment to advancing the cause of empowering girls across the globe. Rotary International believes in the transformative power of providing opportunities for girls that go beyond education, that encompass their safety, health, and overall well-being. In a world where women continue to face economic barriers, declining levels of political participation, and workplace challenges, Rotary stands firm in its dedication to creating positive change. Today, we will talk during this seminar about ways, programs, and success stories from around the world that support women's aspirations, providing them with the tools and examples to transform themselves and their communities. Rotary members worldwide are catalysts for this change, empowering girls to gain the confidence, skills, and knowledge they need to reach their full potential as agents of change in our communities. As we embark in this enlightening seminar, let's keep in mind that we believe every woman should be self-reliant, healthy, valued, heard, respected, and courageous. Now, I would like to ask our District Governor Bashar Haddad to say his welcoming words. District Governor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, PDG Jamil. I hope this session was happening in a better circumstances. Hope it will end real soon, and may God have mercy on the souls that we lost. Learning Facilitator, past District Governor Jamil, past Rotary International Director, past District Governors, Deputy District Governors, Assistant Governors, Governor Aid Samar Saab, Girl Empowerment Chair, past President Ola Hamdan, Support Team, District Secretary Julius, and District Admin Farah Rihani, Presidents, fellow Rotarians, guests, and most importantly, the young girls who are the heart of our discussion today, protocol observed. It's with great honor and enthusiasm that I address you today on a topic of immense significance and urgency: girl empowerment. In a world where progress is measured by the strides we take towards equality, it's crucial that we unite as a community to uplift and empower our girls, for they hold the key to a brighter and more prosperous future. Rotary has always been the forefront of positive change, championing causes that improves lives and uplift communities. Today, we gathered here to recognize the unique challenges faced by girls and to reaffirm our commitment to their empowerment. We believe that by investing in the potential of our girls, we are investing in a sustainable development of our society as a whole. When we speak of girl empowerment, we are not merely talking about gender equality on a theoretical level. We are talking about providing opportunities, education, and support that will enable girls to break free from the chains of discrimination and prejudice. It's about fostering an environment where their voices are heard, their dreams are seen, and their aspirations are taken seriously. Empowering girls is not an isolated task. It requires collaborative effort from all of us. As members of Rotary, we have the power to make a difference through our projects, mentorship programs, and educational initiatives. We can create a world where every girl has access to quality education, equal opportunities, and the freedom to choose her own path. By empowering girls, we are unlocking tremendous wellspring of potential. We are tapping into a brilliance, creativity, and resilience that lies within them. We are sowing the seeds of change that will shape the future leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators who will transform our communities and societies. Today, let us reaffirm our commitment to girl empowerment. Let us pledge to dismantle barriers and stereotypes that hinder their progress. Let us work hand in hand as a global community to create an environment where every girl can thrive, succeed, and contribute meaningfully to the world. In the words of a youngest ever Nobel Prize and a powerful advocate for girls' education, it was said, "We cannot all succeed when half of us are held back. It's time for us to rise together and empower our girls, for in doing so, we are empowering the future." Thank you.
Thank you, dear Bashar, for your inspiring words. And I would like to seize this opportunity to thank you for having given us, as always, the whole support to make these seminars successful seminars. Now we move to hear the words of the chair of the committee, Rula Hamdan. Rula is an investment banker by profession. She is a certified international director by INSEAD and Institute of Directors. Without any doubt, Rula is a passionate Rotarian, and she is a member of the Rotary Club of Dubai since 2007. She served in many Rotary positions. She was past president. Last year, she was the deputy district governor for United Arab Emirates. And this year, she is the district chair for the Girls Empowerment Committee. Rula, please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you, PDG Jamil, for your kind words. Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor to be here and to be part of this incredible community. This year, under the dynamic leadership of our district governor, Bashar Haddad, our committee came to life, focusing on the ongoing presidential initiative, Girls Empowerment. Empowering girls is a collective journey marked by progress, inclusivity, and a strong belief in the extraordinary potential of every girl. Our mission is huge: to enhance girls' safety, health, education, and overall well-being around the globe. This year, we're turning the spotlight on the path to girls' empowerment in our district. And I'm thrilled to lead this change alongside a team that's not just committed, but passionately driven to making a lasting impact. Our strategy is simple, yet powerful. First, understanding the landscape. We delve into the real needs of our girls, mapping out the hurdles they face in our communities. Secondly, spotting the bright sparks by identifying and recognizing projects already making waves. Thirdly, developing ideas for impact by brainstorming and exploring new avenues that can create a meaningful difference. This journey is about navigating challenges and inequities together, celebrating endeavors already making transformation, and paving the way for new initiatives that can amplify our impact. Collaboration is key to our approach, whether it's partnering with local authorities, engaging with NGOs, or spearheading our own projects. Our goal is crystal clear: to create opportunities and pathways for the empowerment of girls. We understand that true change is collective effort, and through collaboration, we can make a substantial difference. Our purpose is straightforward: to raise awareness, ignite conversations, and inspire action. Today's webinar is going to be a roller coaster of inspiration. We'll hear from incredible speakers, gain insight into successful initiatives, and explore the potential for impactful projects. Each session serves as a testament to our collective commitment to empowering girls and building a future where their potential knows no bounds. I invite each one of you to actively engage in the discussions, ask questions, and be part of this transcendent dialogue. Thank you all for being here, and together, let's make a difference.
Thank you, dear Rula, for your beautiful message. As the chairperson and the leader of the Girls Empowerment Committee, I would like to say to you that we appreciate your dedication and your passion for this cause. And we wish you all the success in this endeavor. Your commitment and the commitment of your team in all the countries of our district is truly admirable. And we are ready, as members of the clubs in this district, to offer you our support and collaboration to create meaningful opportunities for empowering girls. And as you said, together we can make a significant difference. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, a distinguished individual who has played a pivotal role in girls' empowerment on international level. Please join me in welcoming Elizabeth Usovicz, who will share with us her insight into the crucial role Rotary plays in driving this important initiative. Let's give her a warm welcome as she enlightens us on this impactful seminar. Elizabeth, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, PDG Jamil and DG Bashar, for this invitation. Thank you for having me here tonight. It's a pleasure to be with you virtually across 9 countries in your district. And as chair of Rotary's Global Task Force on Girls Empowerment, it's my honor to work with leaders like you in the clubs and the districts around the world who support this very important initiative. And I want to thank you sincerely for your passionate and compassionate focus on creating positive change with and through the girls of your region and throughout the world. And I especially wish to thank all of you, as all of you in my heart are empowering or girls empowerment ambassadors who have been so active and committed to this initiative. And I think personally, in these current challenging times, now more than ever, giving hope to the world and giving hope to the children, and especially the girls of our world, is a very critical part of our role as people of action and as peace builders. I will be sharing slides with you to provide a global perspective on this initiative for you. And I do that recognizing the specific issues and needs and cultures of girls may be different in different regions of the world, and that each of you, and not me, each of you is the best person to assess those needs in your communities and in your regions. So I will share my slides, and I will begin this evening with a question. What does it mean for a girl to be empowered, and who empowers her? And this is a question not for us, but for the young women and girls of our world, and it is best answered by them. And one of those young women of this world is a poet, a new generation of young women poets, and she is a member of them. Her name is Rupi Kaur. And in her poem, which is titled Being Independent, she describes being empowered this way. I do not want you to fill the empty parts of me. I want to be full on my own. I want to be so complete that I could light a whole sky. And that is the true essence of Rotary's initiative to support empowered girls and women. And this also expresses how this initiative has evolved and grown over the past now 3 years of support from 3 Rotary International presidents. To my knowledge, this has never happened before with a presidential initiative, that it has continued as this initiative has. And President-elect Stephanie Erchik has also committed her support to this initiative. The service that is being done by your Rotary clubs and in your district in partnership with non-governmental organizations, community organizations, technical and professional experts, and the Rotary action groups, this work is providing girls with the tools and resources they need in order to recognize and own their own power. We provide girls with resources. We provide them with encouragement, with tools and support. But the most important gift that we give to them is our trust. We trust in their power to make their own good decisions, to find their own productive paths in life, and to trust that power within themselves to be a positive impact in their communities. So to provide a global perspective on why providing these tools and resources and trusting girls is so important, and the work that we do as members of Rotary is so important, I ask you to consider 5 statistics. 129 million, 60 million, 500 million, 200 million, and unlimited. And I hope there are no mathematicians here or statisticians here. I am aware that unlimited is not a statistic, but for me it is, for girls' empowerment. Let's begin with 129 million. And that is the estimated number of girls worldwide who are currently out of school. And of those 129 million, 97 million are estimated at the secondary school level, which means girls are not achieving the highest level of education attainment in basic education. The effects of COVID have been devastating in keeping girls out of school. Girls who might normally be in school are now taking care of younger children. They may be working for their own families. They may have had an arranged marriage to help their families economically, but they are not engaging in school. It is a significant challenge for girls throughout the globe. The second statistic I asked you to consider is 60 million. And of the girls who are fortunate enough to go to school, an estimated 60 million face the danger of physical violence on their way to school, just simply riding a bike or walking or getting off a bus. And some even experience that violence while they are in school. 500 million. That is the number of girls and women worldwide who have no access to the resources needed to manage monthly feminine hygiene. This lack severely affects their ability to go to school and to pursue economic opportunities. And this statistic does not begin to explore the number of girls and women who do not have access to health care, including prenatal and postnatal health care for themselves or their children, or cancer screening, or other disease prevention and treatment health care. Nor does it begin to address the effects of a lack of education, such as child marriage and early pregnancy. So the barriers that women and girls face around the globe are significant and they are real. 200 million. It is an unfathomable statistic, but the estimated number of hours that girls and women worldwide spend each day traveling to, collecting, and bringing back water to their homes to wash and feed themselves and their families. That is the equivalent of 22,000 years every day that girls and women are seeking water. And that is 22,000 years a day that they are not spending getting an education, getting health care, and pursuing economic opportunities. And in addition to that, the water they are collecting may not be safe for drinking, bathing, or food preparation. All of these are not uplifting statistics, and yet they lead us to this last statistic: unlimited. And this is the potential of girls and women who recognize and own their own power. Safety, health, education, well-being, and economic opportunity, these are the results of girls and women who are provided with resources and support so that they can become contributors and agents of positive change in their own communities and their own families and their own lives. So what are Rotary and Rotaract clubs doing around the world to support girls? They are doing what you are doing, and the possibilities are truly unlimited. And as you know, engaging in a project that addresses the needs of girls and enhances the quality of their lives is something that every Rotary club and Rotaract club can engage in. You have been exemplary in engaging in this way, in using partnerships and collaborators and cooperators, cooperating organizations within Rotary and also within your communities. Most important, this initiative gives us an opportunity to monitor and measure the impact of our projects, and then to tell those stories in our communities, on social media, and also capture that data, those positive statistics, those statistics of hope in the Rotary Showcase. We don't do it alone, and that was made very clear by one of our distinguished speakers earlier. Collaboration is absolutely essential, and there are many ways to collaborate. We will hear from collaborations with Toastmasters, collaborations with global and regional organizations, as well as collaboration between clubs across countries in the speakers who follow. When a girl recognizes and owns the power that she has and that has always been inside her, she is, as the poet Rupi Kaur has expressed, full on her own. When we listen, when we encourage her and to express her power in her own voice, when we trust girls and women to make their own good choices, that girl who becomes the woman of the future, she is not a beneficiary of our projects. She is truly an agent of positive change for herself, her family, and her community now and into the future. And when empowered girls become empowered women, they can collectively change the economic trajectory of an entire country. I began by providing a description of an empowered girl by an empowered girl, and I would like to conclude with a description of our role as Rotary members, supporters, and allies of girls and women, also in the words of an empowered young woman named Clarice. Clarice is a Rotary Global Scholar. She is multiracial, a young woman with a diverse background from a multicultural family and community. She took the opportunity to be a Rotary Global Scholar to study community development and international cooperation at Waseda University in Japan, and she intends to become a community peace builder. In thanking the Rotary members who provided her with that resource of a global scholarship, Clarice said this: "I wasn't the most experienced candidate. I did not have the most impressive curriculum vitae, but you saw my heart. You saw my heart. It's so beautiful, so simple, such an eloquent expression of our role in supporting girls as they become empowered. In every free clinic you support for girls and women for cancer or human papillomavirus or cervical cancer screening and treatment, you see their hearts. In every school where you provide safe, private, and sanitary facilities for girls, you see their hearts. In every scholarship you fund, every training and skills program you support for girls and women, you see their hearts. We see their hearts. This is truly Rotary, creating hope in the world at its very best. It is important work, it is meaningful work, and it is work that will have an impact if we take the time to measure it. I want you to know that in all you do to support women and girls, I see your hearts, and your hearts are beautiful. Thank you for the gift of being with you today. Keep your beautiful heart shining in support of girls who light up a whole sky, girls who, with our help, our hope, and our support, can empower themselves. Thank you. Shukran. Merci.
Thank you from the heart, dear Elizabeth. Let me tell you that I am so happy to see that in this difficult time that we are passing through in this area, we are now 83 participants, and this is a great accomplishment. This means that we are giving a lot of importance to this topic. I can say as well that we are very lucky to have you past Rotary International Director, Elizabeth, as chair of the Girls Empowerment Global Task Force. We know that this is a key initiative that Rotary is working on over the past 3 years. We know as well that you, with your commitment to Rotary mission, is extraordinary. We know that for over 22 years, you have been working with a lot of passion, with a lot of love, particularly in your support for not only empowering girls, but also orphans and children in Africa. Through your leadership, many lives have been touched, have been saved, and your impact is tangible. We know as well that you wrote more than 10 Rotary Foundation grants that provided malaria bed nets to women and children in 40 villages in Africa. The result of these projects were outstanding, were astonishing, with an 80% reduction in child mortality within just 6 months. Your contributions are incalculable, and we thank you sincerely for your dedication to the children of the world. Thank you again. Now it is with great admiration and respect that I introduce you our next speaker. Annemarie Mostert is more than an esteemed Rotarian. She is a social entrepreneur, a director, CEO of various businesses in South Africa. The passion of Annemarie for service has earned her a prestigious award from the Rotary International United Nations Award for Responsible Business Owner in 2016. The commitment of Annemarie to Rotary is exemplified by her role as the international lead trainer for the Rotary International Assembly in the year 2023. She is as well ambassador for empowering girls in the Zone 22 Africa. Annemarie is not just a member. She is a major donor. She is a benefactor, PHF Society member, and Bequest Society member. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the exceptional Annemarie Mostert, whose dedication and achievements continue to inspire us all. Annemarie, the online floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jamil. Thank you so much. It feels to me I'm coming home. I'm coming home because my chair is always open in your district. And therefore I want to say thank you, and with the deepest respect, and also with a heart full of pain tonight, I want to say thank you also for keeping other chairs open in your district for those that cannot join tonight. And we feel their pain. And DG Basar, I feel you and I hear you. We've all been inspired by Elizabeth. Over the past 3 years, she didn't only walk the path, but she was leading from the front, encouraging all of us around the world. And Elizabeth, such a great honor to be an ambassador together with so many around the world, and to actually take your lead and encourage and motivate and see the change on the ground. It's incredible. But yes, I want to say tonight, and I am going to share my slide, that the one thing I want to encourage you to continue to do, and we've heard that from Elizabeth. Let me just see if my screen is showing. Can you see the screen? It's all good. Fantastic. Let me just switch this on. And this is what I hear and what I see, and we need to be encouraged to continue doing it, is to open a door for a better life for a goal. And you know what? We all have goals around us. And I think we've heard it previously, a little bit of one of the comments. Is it girls? Is it boys? Is it women? Or is it younger girls? We come from this part where somebody was looking out for us. Whether it was our father, our grandfather, our mother, our brothers. And this is where we come from. And let's continue to open those doors for a better life. And so I want to say to you, and it was actually reiterated, but we will see that everyone benefits around that core of the empowered goal. It will be exponentially. It will not actually be one-to-one. You will not understand that absolute roller coaster of empowerment when you empower one goal, because that trust will be centuries later felt. And we've heard what Elizabeth was saying, that the mere fact that we think that our girls are beneficiaries and our women are beneficiaries of our handouts or of reaching out into the communities is not fair. Because we have to view them as agents of change. Agents of change. And we all know what an agent of change is. Somebody that walks the path, somebody that goes in front. That's somebody that has a voice around that table, that chair that's empty today. And I want to say that we have to shift, and even with the audience tonight and the members tonight on the screen, it's incredible to have this number on. I want to congratulate you, Jamil, and everybody else for bringing them on board, and for you that is attending. But even if we can just get this right, to tell people they are not beneficiaries, because our girls are agents of change. They will change society, the fabric of society, forever. Why? Because empowerment ultimately is defined as choice and voice. And we have to make sure that we give the choice out there to strengthen their voice, because that's a transformative tool. We know that when we actually give a person a choice and not put it in front that there's no choice, I've already made up my mind where you're going to be, what you're going to study, what you're going to wear, how the hair will look like, or where will you sit, in which school, where. You can't have this friend. And what about that friend? If they can just have the choice to make their own decisions, and if they can just start to know that their voice counts, we will see different lives out there, and the future will be a changed agent. So let's look at this. You, as the clubs, the presidents, the assistant ambassadors, we, every single person, need to unpack, first of all, opportunities and constraints. And yes, we all have to do the SWOT, the strategy. And we've heard from DG Bashar to actually saying we must understand what our landscape is and how we can plug into that. What does that look like? And I want to say we must develop a strategy and a policy for each and every club. Very important, because our landscapes are so different. Our communities are different. We must then decide what are the opportunities, what are the constraints. Plug into those. Implement the positive. Implement also those initiatives that can actually immediately yield, and then measure the impact. Tell the statistics, as Elizabeth has outlined that. There's nothing as powerful as actually to have the numbers in front of you. Very important. Scale. We must learn from one another. And then use Showcase. Use a platform like tonight. Use all the media and tell the story of the impact and spotlight that goal. Tell her parents, tell everybody what has done and been done in that community. But I always start with everything I do with the word why, because the rest will follow. And if you have a clear direction and you understand empowerment and you can remove the barriers, our girls will thrive. Why? Because we will unlock the potential of half the world, a half the world potential. And this photograph I took of 2 of my girls that stood and I could share a view of Johannesburg. They have great, great admiration for where they come from, but they have so many dreams that is unmet at this stage. And so we will be able to unlock the potential of half the world if we can just remove those barriers. We can just think about what are the strengths and what are the opportunities around us. And this is one of my favorite pictures, because this is the how I can do it. You can bring them in the classroom. You can tell the story. You can have an assistant ambassador stand and talk about gender-based violence in a country like South Africa. And you can have her with her beautiful happy jersey that most of you have seen as well. I can tell you the how is that you must make sure that those that can change lives and the course of the girls are hearing your voice. Help them to also make the right choice. And whether it is the RI president in your room, and whether it is the CEO of a company, let them understand how critical it is to spotlight the girls and invest in the future of the girl. That is the how. Bring people in the room. Talk about it. You must be a person of action and specifically drive the change that you want to see. And so let's ask the what. That's all part of your strat. Not only why, but what and how. So, and we've heard from Elizabeth, because it makes good business sense to do it. It's not only an emotional discussion. This is a discussion for countries to change around their GDP. This is about a world that has a sleeping giant on their doorstep they need to plug into. Provide the ticket of a better life through education. That is from the first 1,000 days of that child till the cradle, till the death. Never ever stop plugging into a girl or a woman and giving them the resources to better themselves. Why? Because they will definitely, and that's for 100%, they will definitely pay it forward. They will pay it forward because they know how difficult it is to change the environment they're in without your support. Clean water. I mean, how staggering is it to have 200 million hours every day spent to fetch water? That means 6 kilometers per day per girl. 6 kilometers to fetch water. Time that the boys are learning about the business, they engaging the communities. The girl walks to fetch water to prepare for home. Healthcare is so critical. We have to provide access to healthcare. And that is more than just making sure that they are healthy from a medical point of view, but give them access to good nutrition, food gardens, everything else that you can do to make sure that they have access to, obviously, the sanitary and the water and clean environments where they live. Look at our schools. There's a major project at the moment in my country that I'm heading up to actually eradicate the pit latrines. 4,000 schools in our country, South Africa, still have pit latrines, not flushing toilets for children. Most of the kids don't even go to school during that time. So we've embarked on that road to say one school at a time and partner with the Department of Basic Education in our country. And global grants will roll out. And I'm excited about that because one school at a time, 500 children and girls. But we need to support our girls and women in crisis. And here in your district, we know the crisis that's unfolding. And what are we doing? Or how are we preparing ourselves for a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now? What about trafficking, child labor? What about the gender-based violence that I've spoke about? What about small loans to them to start businesses? Let's think about how are we going to deal with this crisis on our hands and call on those that is in solidarity with a human tragedy that unfolds at the moment. Mentor that girl. And I can tell you I had so many mentors on my journey. And Jamil, I want to say, yes, maybe you didn't sort of cross my path, but the day I sat in front of you and you told me about this incredible need in the schools of Lebanon, I could hear you and I could feel you. Those are the voices that we need to hear and amplify. But our girls need to hear our voice, us that's sitting here. We have to mentor and make sure we touch the girls very close to us, which is in our immediate family, our neighbor, our neighborhood. Make sure that you take one girl and mentor her. Find out what is the journey and how can you actually remove those barriers. It's so easy. And where do we find these girls? In our own businesses. Sometimes it's those people working for us and their children. They become your extended family. In our country, we have Ubuntu. I am because you are. We are interlinked with one another. I cannot flourish if you are suffering. I'll always have your empty chair next to me. And then invest in those small businesses. Start new businesses. Yes, I'm proud that I've started a few businesses in my lifetime and handed it over to young, aspiring women. That's today flourishing business owners. We can all do that. It's so easy. Give them a break, give them an opportunity, give them access to market, access to finance, mentor them, empower them. Because we also need to allow them to speak up. No good to invite people around your table, and their decisions or their input doesn't even hold. You don't even allow them to sometimes speak. Or when they start speaking, you interrupt. Sometimes they come up with such great ideas, but then no, nobody will take up that initiative and go with them. Our new mothers, tell the woman in your life that you care. That newborn, as I said, 1,000 days is critical. Embrace that journey. Give them some essential items that they need. Make sure that they're healthy. But ask, as Gordon is saying, are you really fine? Are you really in a good space? Sometimes they suffer in silence. Tell the woman in your life that you care. Phone them, send a card, send a message. You have to celebrate with women in this world every single achievement. Pick up the phone and say, well done. Small little acts that can actually change their world for the better. And the elephant in the room that not everybody wants to talk about is equity and equality and inclusion. Make them part of the decisions and part of the world. And I want to end with one slide of my only granddaughter. And little Minka, I want to say she has a choice and she has a voice. And I know that together we can open the door for girls in our family, in our community, for a better life. And I will look out for her and for her friends and for her friends' friends. And therefore, we can do more with our little girls. But tonight, this is such a good sign that men and women, ambassadors and assistants, everybody else and the leaders of this beautiful District 2452 has signed up and are driving the change that we all want to see in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Annemarie, for this inspirational speech. Wow. I fully agree with you that girls are agents of change. We should give them the opportunity to be great leaders in their communities, to be healthy, to feel respected, heard, included, and self-reliant. You are completely right. Before moving to the other presentation, I would like to share with you something that I saw right now on the chat. It is a great message from Riham. She is from the Rotary Club of Salmania. She said that if you educate, she said something that Queen Rania of Jordan said once: if you educate a girl, you educate a family. And if you educate a girl, you educate the future. Now we want to move to another important presentation, another success story. We have with us Chrissy Sykes. She is the CEO and creator of the My Body is My Body program, MBIMB. She is a dedicated advocate for child welfare. And at the same time, she is the president of the Global Goodwill Ambassadors, Child Welfare, and she is a co-auditor of Ambassador Magazine. She is extending her impact globally. The program emphasizes inclusivity, offering free courses on preventing child maltreatment. Chrissy collaborates with volunteers all over the world. She is present with this program in more than 60 countries, and at the same time, she is doing this program in many languages, as I know, in more than 20 languages. With this program, she is contributing to the mission of creating a safer world for children. Chrissy, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jamil. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, we hear you very well.
Well, it is an absolute honor to be here. Thank you all for your time and for inviting me. And thank you to Annemarie for her belief in the My Body is My Body program and sharing it with so many people. I really appreciate that. So it's, as I say, it's a great honor to be here. I've got some slides to share with you. And so the program is called My Body is My Body. And I'm very proud that we have signed an MOU with zones 21 and 22 to take the program into your areas. So I'm hoping to work with a lot of you with this program. So good evening, esteemed guests and Rotarian change makers. I'm proud to be here with you today with a simple yet powerful belief that educating and empowering girls is the foundation for transforming communities, societies, and indeed the world. In societies where girls are often undervalued and overlooked, we have the power to rewrite this initiative. I would like to imagine a world where every girl knows her worth, understands her rights, and feels empowered to stand tall in her truth. This is the world we're striving to create, and a world where girls' voices are not just heard, but are influential in shaping their own future. I'd like to introduce you to the My Body is My Body program, which is a free program. It uses music to teach children, and we like to use the program for children from the ages of 3 up to about 12. It all depends on how someone got their mic on. I can hear feedback. It's okay. We have the program in 27 languages, including Arabic, sign language, and loads of languages, as you can see. We've presented this program through our volunteers to over 2 million children in over 60 countries so far. And I would like to say that even in the most conservative of communities, we have had no problems with this program. It has been accepted by the fathers, by the mothers, by any religion, any race, because it's simple and it doesn't offend anybody. Who can present this program? The beauty of the My Body is My Body program is its simplicity. The fact that it can be taught by many different types of professionals and community leaders, social workers, teachers, daycare providers, parents, after-school program providers, sports club organizers, in fact, anyone that works with children or communities, because this program can be presented to parents or children, because the parents need to know how to talk to the children. It's memorable and it opens the channels of communication about the subject of abuse, which is of the utmost importance. So what are we trying to do? What are our aims with this program? So we want to develop an understanding of what is and isn't appropriate behavior towards girls' bodies and boys' bodies, because we do include the boys in this program. How to identify potentially harmful situations and how to ask for help if needed. So many children that are abused have no idea that it's a problem that they can go to somebody about. So we have to show them that we can talk about this subject and they can get help. It teaches children to speak up and how to tell if they've got a problem. It teaches children who to tell if they have a problem, and it discusses the subject of not keeping secrets, which are a child abuser's biggest tool. They use that all the time. We have 6 songs in the program, and I'll just go through them quickly with you because each one has an objective. The My Body is My Body song is to teach children that their bodies are special, they belong to them, and no one has a right to touch them or their private parts. And this, especially for our girls, helps them. If we can teach them this at a young age, as they grow up and they become young teenagers, they have got that body empowerment, which they really, really need as they develop into relationships and all that sort of thing, as I say, as they grow. So we've got to empower them at a young age. If it don't feel right, don't do it, which is to teach children to listen to their feelings and to know that if something doesn't feel right, you have the right to say no. So it helps with peer pressure, bullying, and body empowerment. The what if game teaches children again to say no with authority, and we can give them all sorts of scenarios with the what if game. Song 4, if you've got a problem, it tells children it reinforces the learning of telling someone if there's a problem, and if that person doesn't listen, to keep telling till you find somebody that does. If abuse is happening in a family, what happens is the family don't particularly want anybody else to know and won't do anything about it in some circumstances. So we've got to get the children to go elsewhere, like a teacher, school, somebody that they feel comfortable talking to. Song 5 is we talk about love, and that love is gentle and it's kind and it's about sharing and caring and trusting. So all the good things about love, children need to know that that's what it's about. And then the 6th song in the program is called Say No to Secrets. Hurting them or touching them in a and we've got the videos in 17 languages. So I hope that will help a lot of you reach the children. So why use music? Music is a powerful tool. Using music to approach young children about the subject of child abuse is a powerful tool that strengthens their memory skills, stimulates speech and communication skills, and accelerates brain development. Music has the power to hold a child's attention, and the more involved the children are, the more important the subject matter, the more of the subject matter they will retain. I want to play you a little video, and just right. And this is just of some of the children around the world using the program.
And nobody has a right to touch me, 'cause my body is my body for me. I've got 2 hands to feel, and 2 eyes to see, and 2 ears to hear what you're telling me. I've got 2 strong legs to get me where I go. I've got some kind of eyes that I don't want to show. My body, and nobody ever
So you can see that was from a competition that we've had where we asked children to put their interpretation of the song or dance to it, and that's just some of the videos. We've got lots more. But it shows that children are engaged, and if you could see that it's from little ones right up to teenagers that are engaged in the music. It's a wonderful way to teach them. So to ensure that everyone gets the right training, we offer free courses to ensure everyone's presenting the program has the correct knowledge. So we've got the 5 courses which are all available on our website: how to teach the program, how to safeguard children, what to say if a child reveals any abuse to you. We've got a new digital literacy program which explores the internet and keeps children safe, because we've got 75,000 new children around the world going on the internet every day. And then we've also got a course for brand new mothers, because Annemarie was talking about new mothers that have no idea what's going on. And this was, I wrote this with Dr. Tufail Mohammed, who's the ex-president of IFSPAN, and he's a pediatrician, so it's all correct. Just to show you a few of our resources, everything is available on the website in loads of different languages, and you can download these at any time that you want. We've got books, workbooks for the kids, quizzes. We've got a teacher lesson plan so that anyone using the program has got everything that they could possibly need, and also some evaluation slips. So I'd just like to say, if you'd like to do anything, please contact me on the website. It's mbimb.org, and I'm sure you'll get this presentation sent to you. I'm very excited about becoming a Rotarian and also being able to work with all of you. I think I'm hoping that we can do great things and prevent child abuse, because child abuse stops children learning as well as they could do. It stops them from having good relationships as they grow up. It's so much mental illness is caused from child abuse. And if we can teach young girls how to look after themselves, we can make a massive difference in today's world. So I'd just like to say, together, let's commit to this journey of empowerment by building a future where every girl is safe, respected, empowered, and a future where she can flourish, in turn, uplift the world around her. So thank you very much for your time and for letting me share the program. Jamil, you're on mute.
Yes. Thank you, Chrissy, for your very inspiring presentation. I hope you will be a Rotarian very soon. You are Rotarian.
She's just been inducted and will be pinned in her country of where she stays in Britain next week. So I've invited her and she joined Rotary.
Very good. Very happy to hear that, because we need passionate people like you in our huge organization. The video was amazing. It summarizes everything about your project. I hope you will continue successfully with this project, because it is a need everywhere in the world. Now, we want to move to another very important presentation. Nikita Williams will be the next speaker. Nikita, she has been with the Rotary family for over than 10 years. She started her journey with Interact, then with Rotaract, and recently she transitioned to Rotary. She is tremendously passionate about women empowerment and promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. She is always up to connect about helping the clubs establish DEI committees, working groups. She is always helping leaders set strategic DEI goals to attract, retain, and empower members who feel a sense of belonging. And she is empowering members to lead project, cause-based passion project. Nikita, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jamil. Hello, everyone. It is an honor to be here with you and share a project that's near and dear to my heart, the Empowering Girls Youth Leadership Program. It is one of my passion projects, and I think that every member in Rotary has a passion project that they can definitely champion to create impact in the world. Starting off with this, I'll share as well. We all know about Rotary because we are Rotarians, but it's key for us to remember that this information, when we are sharing it with different audiences, in my case, it was a very new project. So it's really important to establish a baseline understanding of what is Rotary, who are Rotarians, and what is it exactly that we do. And really to zone in on those words that you see bolded in blue. We are problem solvers. And we find problems, we see the problems, and we don't see them and leave them, but we unite and take action. And that action that we take is essentially looking to create lasting change. And that's really echoing what has been shared already so far. So I am a Rotarian. You will always see me, even before becoming a Rotarian, as a Rotaractor, always repping Rotary. I wear a lot of Rotary swag. So a lot of people know me for that wheel being present somewhere in my garment. Today, it's kind of like on my shirt, but something to really do and keep that Rotary conversation going. Toastmasters, on the other hand, this is something I became involved with during the pandemic. I had some spare time and I was looking, okay, what else can I get my hands into that can create some impact? And Toastmasters International, for those of you that don't know, is a world leader in communication and leadership development. They've been around since about 1927, and they really focus on helping their members become more confident in speaking in front of an audience. And they boast a membership of about 364,000 strong. So no surprise, I am also a Toastmaster. I have completed their dynamic leadership pathway, as well as the effective coaching pathway. Since my time being with Toastmasters, I was able to charter 2 new Toastmasters Club, one of which is specifically only for women identifying members. It goes as She Speaks, where she, SHE, stands for See Her Empowered. And I'm sharing all of this to share that essentially, in short, this program was birthed because I am a walking, talking billboard for both of those organizations. You can always find me, again, in some Rotary or Toastmasters gear that then leads different conversations with different people that I interact with. And knowing their impact and the benefits I've had from these, I wanted to do more and to bring these 2 organizations together in a really organic way. So this is where we enter the Youth Leadership Program. So I was approached to facilitate a session during a Youth Leadership Program, and in true Nikita fashion, I said yes without knowing the full details. And I showed up and did my bit. And as I was present in that session, the light bulbs was going off. Like, this is something that we can do. This is a great way that we can empower girls and develop and create a customized Empowering Girls Youth Leadership Program. And a youth leadership program essentially is a unique workshop style design that really focuses on participants developing their ability to speak and utilize the leadership skills that they have in a very practical way in a safe space. So brought this back to the Zone 28 and 32 Empowering Girls Initiative ambassadors. And from there, Mary Shackleton and I led pilot programs, given that we are both Rotarians as well as Toastmasters. So knowing my own struggles and barriers and limitations, things I heard growing up, things I hear from women all the time, especially in Toastmasters, I really wanted to create a space for girls to find, use, and amplify their voices, because empowering the girls today in this way so that we can have a future filled with confident women leaders eloquently taking up space. So that was essentially the goal. And I also knew that I wanted it to be beyond the Rotary norms and hubs. I didn't want anybody to write anything to qualify or to be part of a specific program to gain access to this. I really wanted to expand it and really make it inclusive. And that was super important to me as a diversity, equity, and inclusion champion in my district at the time, to really have this program open and available to any girl that would like to participate, as long as they're between the ages of 10 to 17, which again was an exception that I made for this particular program, as the program is typically for girls between 12 to 18 years of age. So my only really firm requirement for participation in this program was really, again, the device with internet connection, full participation once you do join the program, and of course, having respect, because we are going to be sharing, utilizing our voices to share different things that are close to us. And as we're doing all of this, to remember to have some fun, right? And so got the buy-in from the zone committee, and we were like, yep, let's do this. Where am I going to find participants? So I really tapped into my communities, especially communities on Facebook. So I'm a member of a lot of different groups. So I literally just started posting on different group walls. Almost everybody I'm talking to, if they've got a girl in their family, in their life that was within that 10 to 17, I wanted them to know about the program and to see if there's any interest in them signing up. And this really increased the reach, like beyond what I was thinking. And we had, in the end, over 20 participants across Canada, with some being the children and grandchildren of Rotarians that really participated in this program. Now, when we think about the program as a whole, it covers 8 weeks. So each participant needs to show up for those 8 weeks, and we cover these various topics. We start with the baseline of being able to write a speech, just organizing the thoughts that you have so that you will be able to deliver that in a cohesive manner. And then once we have developed our ability to get our thoughts on paper, organize them to have everybody follow what we're saying, or to gain that buy-in depending on the goal of your speech, we focused on evaluating speech. And then we also incorporated a lot of the other things like, impromptu speaking, being able to speak on the fly on any topic, doing an icebreaker where you get to tell others a little bit more about you, or share some aspect of yourself that you are willing to share with the rest of the participants. We focus on active listening, also looking at how can you use gestures and body language to really enhance the delivery of your speech. And then wrapping that up with, again, incorporating what are some of the things that we can use with your voice and some of the words that you're using in your speech to really create impact and get that message across. And we wrap it all up in the end on that 8-week with a speech contest where any volunteers within the program wanted to compete, to create a brand new speech and deliver that using all of the tips and tricks and elements that they learned throughout the previous 7 weeks. So that's a recap essentially of the program. And when we think about how the time is broken down in each of those 8 weeks, we start the session with 10 to 15 minutes of training on whatever topic it is that we're doing. So whether it's giving feedback, whether it's using your voice, so looking at your pitch and your pace, or using body language. So 10 to 15 minutes of that. And the remainder of the session is really led and driven by the participants. So this is where we've got participants presenting and taking on different leadership roles, as well as engaging in that 10 to 15 minutes table topics. So at the start, a lot of the leadership aspects comes in these meeting roles, right? So as I mentioned, during that 60 to 75 minutes, this is where participants are at the forefront. And we have those 3 key roles that selected, or they volunteer, or their team volunteers them to be the president, secretary, and sergeant at arms. And they would work very closely with somebody like myself, who would be a coordinator, to really ensure that all of the elements that need to be there for the day are present. So they host and run and direct everything for the meeting. They have the different roles. So we've got a word master, and each of these roles is important, whether you're the joke master to just like keep the energy going, or you're something like an odd counter, listening for all those filler words that tend to detract from the speech. Especially with girls in this age range, we tend to get a lot of, you know, it's like, so, you know, like, and really helping the girls to work on that and hearing them go from like 20 you likes, you knows, or it's like, to about 5 at the end of the program was something that was truly amazing and phenomenal for us. And something that's also really key is having somebody who's going to be the timer and really keep everything on track for that. So as they were going through the program, we had a 90% completion rate, and you can see on the screen some of the speech titles that the girls delivered. In order to graduate from the program, every participant did need to present at least 2 original speeches, as well as participate in some of the table topics. So as you can see, we had some very heavy topics that some of the girls were sharing, and we created the space for that. And we also had some fun and light ones, like, you know, pizza in all its glory, whether or not pineapples belong on pizza. That was a whole debate, but it really kept things very organic. We had one about fidgets, which focused on how some of the girls deal with anxiety. Also, like, what is a hijab for Muslim women, the importance of that, and that self-identity factor that's there. So lots of things, even including the killer whale tragedy. We had a participant that was super passionate about animal rights and gave us a very informative speech on that. So it was, a lot of those speeches still stick with me. And we did have quite a few of the facilitators that were brought in to deliver a specific topic, sticking around for remaining weeks, just because of the impact of the speeches that we were getting and the type of dialogues and conversations we would be having with the girls. And that's one of the key things that a lot of the girls have taken away from the program. I've also put a link in the chat that includes a video to some of the girls' feedback and some of the things that they're taking away from this program. And a big one that's been overarching has been that confidence, that boost in confidence, and that ability to be okay with their thoughts and what it is that they're thinking and feeling, and honoring the space for that and the ability to share that, which ties in so nicely with the My Body is My Body and some of the conversations that we were able to have with the participants. So again, that led us to a really successful Empowering Girls Youth Leadership program that we are now looking to scale. And our program was really successful for a couple of different reasons. But the 2 key ones that I really want to identify is that it was very intentional. It was very focused, and we were very intentional of the space that we held for the girls to be able to share, as well as our selection of the facilitators that were delivering the program, because again, we knew that some topics, heavy topics, would come up, and having the space and somebody able to help the girls with navigating that was very important to us. And then secondly was that collaboration. So in order for this program to run, you do need to have a Toastmaster present, because there are elements of being able to assess somebody on a speech and give them feedback for crafting a speech that's essential. So either the person needs to be a Rotarian and a Toastmaster, or solely a Toastmaster, but you do need to have a Toastmaster certification in order to do that. You also, again, needed a lot of collaboration with the students and their parents or their guardians to really get everything set up and going. And then once it got going, for them to really be in the driving seat for this program with our support. So I'm sharing all of this to share that to share and challenge you to reflect on any strategic partnership opportunities that are available to you. Think about new and different ways of potentially working with Interact clubs or Toastmaster clubs or any other organization within your community. Typically, the YLP was reserved for after-school programs. And so even this element that we did with Rotary being in the community was completely new, but it is something I want to challenge you to consider. What are some of those organizations in your community that are already championing causes that you also feel passionate about, that you can bring that element of a strategic partnership and really incorporate some of what Annemarie showed earlier, right? As you're thinking about that too, I want to also challenge
Nikita,
you to log
please
into...
go faster, please.
Yes, I am. I don't think I'm over 10, but yes. To log into Rotary's My Learning Center to benefit from a lot of those asynchronous programs that are out there. We are working with the Rotary International as well as Toastmasters International to have some really branded and compliant resources available to you in the form of documentation, templates, and videos that will be beneficial to running the program. Please take a screenshot of this if you would like to connect with me and learning a little bit more about this. My other passion projects that focus on empowering women, definitely open to doing so. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Nikita. Really, it is a very interesting program. And I would like to thank you for sharing it with us. Now time is flying and we have to go faster, please. We have two more speakers. Dr. Mariam Matar, she is an MD and PhD. She is a groundbreaking healthcare influencer and founder of the UAE Genetic Diseases Association. She is a leader in genetic research and biotechnology. She pioneered legislations for premarital screening and preventive genetic testing in the UAE. Dr. Matar is a prominent advocate for public education on genetic disorders and serves as co-chair of the Global Commission to End the Diagnostic Odyssey for Children with Rare Diseases. She is recognized among the top 20 Arab researchers, and she holds various advisory roles, including at the University of Sharjah, and has received numerous awards, including the Arab Excellence Award and Women in Tech Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Mariam Matar is a member of the Rotary Club of Palm, Dubai. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It gives me great pleasure to be here among all of you, and thank you very much for the invitation. And being Rotary, this is another responsibility. Thank you very much for the introduction. So allow me to share with you my humble journey. And today I would like to share some of the obstacles where usually majority of the newspaper, they will not tell you about. So today you heard some of achievement, which I was overwhelmed to be able to do it because of my great team. The team which I built, they are quite unique. As you mentioned just now, being an Emirati and being women in this part of the world, it's not easy. And as you know, our country is only 54 years old. And I am 48 years old right now. But I have to admit that, but my kidney and my liver, their efficiency is like 16 years old. And that's all based on evidence-based and very sensitive and specific test to measure the biological age. Next slide, please. Can you do it as a PowerPoint presentation? Go to the screen presentation. Sheena. Do it as a presentation. So till we get the slide, I don't know, is the voice fine and you can see me?
Yes, we
Hello?
can see you, but we
Yeah.
don't see the slides.
I don't know.
Now we see.
I can see you. I see your pictures. 1 minute. Oh, okay. So Sheena, can you go to the screen presentation? Yes, bravo. Go back to the first slide if you don't mind, Sheena. First slide. Yes. Second slide. Today I'll share with you some of milestone. It was a dream once upon a time. And I always like to start with this slide. I don't know, did you notice any difference in my name? Usually, for example, here is the title, Dr. Mariam Mohammed Fatima Matar. Usually in all the official documents in my lovely country and majority of Arab world and globally, rarely we are allowed to add our mother name. And this is one of my dream and my objective and project in life, where I'm lobbying to be allowed to add my mother name after my father name. And I started this long back in 2015, where I started to introduce my mother name. If you will come and visit one of my offices, you will see my mother name is added to my name. And in my opinion, this is an upgrade for my name and my title. And it's very important for us as a woman to understand. Allow me to say for all those gentlemen who's attending this presentation, that the main reason of any civilization on planet Earth goes back to women because of our X chromosome. And as you know, poor guys, all what they give their kids is those 23 chromosomes from the sperm. While if you go back to the whole creator of a human being, the mother and the ova, the egg will give all the other elements of the cells, especially the mitochondria, which is the main energy factory in our body for each cell. And if we go back also to science, this is an evidence-based. By the way, I love my father. I adore my father. I love my husband. I love my brother. But when we come to science, I believe this is a time for us to tell everyone on this planet Earth, we are here. And this time, I think it is our role to lead the humanity for a more peaceful and smart environment or planet. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Go back to the slide. Yeah. And as you know, we in our young country, this small country, which is called United Arab Emirates, we were lucky enough to have a real gentleman who was our founder and the leader of our country. His name is Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. And for me to be qualified with such qualification from Japan, from US, from UK, and to be able to contribute to my country in high extent, where I was the first female and a scientist who started a population screening program for our genes back in 2005, where not even UK was talking about it. It goes back to this gentleman, His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan. He's the founder of our country. This gentleman goes back to the end of 60s, where still our country was not recognized by United Nations, and the oil was discovered recently. The normal stream school started, and he announced that kindly send your children to the school to be educated. What he noticed, this gentleman, that majority, if not all, of the students are male, and there is no single female in these schools. I'm talking back in late 60s. So His Highness, with his wisdom, he announced in all tribes, he said, by the way, any house, any family will send one female to the school. By the end of the month, I am, as a leader of this country, will guarantee 20 kg of rice, 20 kg of date, 20 kg of sugar, 20 kg of wheat for each house in exchange of a female to be sent to the school. And this was in the end of 60s. And now the whole nation is celebrating, based on the statistic in 2019, that 62% of the higher education graduates are females. That all goes back to this real gentleman. His name is Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, where we recognize, and as a female, that's what makes us different in United Arab Emirates. Next slide. Next slide. You can see in this slide, this was the first focal team volunteer who came on board to support me. I graduated from the medical college, which is called Dubai Medical College. I was the first on my batch, and I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. My nightmare is my wrinkles. I don't like to become old. I don't like wrinkles. But the whole plan was changed. Simply, when I attended in my rotation in Thalassemia Center in Al Wasl Hospital, at that time I saw the suffering and the guilt feeling from the parents' eye when they used to get their child every 3 weeks for blood transfusion, and every day for 12 hours, this small child will have a machine on his tummy to help him to get rid of the extra iron in his body. And at that time, I did some humble search, and Cyprus were celebrating more than 12 years where no single child born in thalassemia. I was wondering, what do they have? Do they have any magical stick? No, but all what they had, they enforce a law where no one will get married unless they are screened for this disease. And if they will proceed, the church will not approve their marriage, and the government will not pay from the taxation money. So in 2001, I decided to be a community physician. So in the afternoon, I used to practice medicine from 3 o'clock till 10 p.m. And in the morning, I used to visit different community in my young country. We are 7 Emirates. So I used to spend those 7 days in the morning trying to promote the whole concept of early detection. And I came and I was chosen by my government to be in something called leadership program. It was organized by Harvard University in United Arab Emirates and in Dubai, where we used to practice, and 5 days per month, we used to attend this course for 2 years. We were asked to come up with a project for our graduation. So I came up with something called UAE Genetic Disease and UAE Genetic Disease Association and UAE Free of Thalassemia 2012. The whole nation celebrated a great achievement. In 2004, can you go to the next slide, please, Sheena? Yeah, in 2004, every year, in 2004, every week, one child used to born with thalassemia, affected with the disease. In 2017, November, the last child born with thalassemia in my country. And that was all with a very humble personal initiative, which I started back in 2001. And in 2005, I was the guest of honor in the cabinet of our our ministry, where His Highness was signing a law that nobody will be allowed to get his marriage contract approved by the court unless they are screened for sexually transmitted disease and common genetic disorders, which thalassemia was one among all of them. And there were a big demand for this screening. And as you know, we have more than 202 nationalities. So many of them, they were looking for such type of screening. I came up with Sheikh Zayed Genetic Research Center. And bear in mind, all the projects which I've done, they are non-governmental, non-profitable organizations. Proudly, I was on board providing the service and serving my community free of charge. So we had the privilege to have His Highness, our Prime Minister, to come and inaugurate our humble research center, which was purely built by the donation from the community. I didn't take one single penny from the government. And today we were able to serve more than 33,282 citizens and residents from my lovely country. And we were able to advocate and enforce 6 legislation in my lovely country, one among which was the premarital test. The other one was banning smoking in public areas. The third one, allowing female, even if she's not married, to preserve and freeze her eggs. the other fortifying wheat in my lovely country. And I came up with 6 other NGOs. One of them, it's called, I started back in 2006, called UAE Down Syndrome Society. I have UAE Stem Cell Society, UAE Rare Disease Society, UAE Public Health Society, UAE Occupational Health Society, UAE Research Society. And I believe these initiatives, without the great support of my team, I wouldn't be able to do it. But again, that is, I believe, what makes United Arab Emirates different. And one of my biggest strengths was my team. They were from more than 17 nationalities. They are all on board on a volunteer base. They love this country, and they come from a very well accumulative, organized society back in their homes. And here in UAE, instead of starting from scratch, they are all on board trying and helping me to initiate such thing in my lovely country. And next slide, please. It will be my last slide. Next slide. Sometime here in United Arab, no, keep the Nobel laureate, please, Sheena. Sometimes, especially the media people and many other organizations, they say, Dr. Mariam, she's so arrogant. She doesn't accept all invitation. It's not arrogancy. While in 2012, you can imagine, people usually, they dream to take picture with Nobel laureates. But with a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and great support of my team, we had the privilege to have not 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5 Nobel laureates who came in person visiting our small organization. And all of that started when one of them attended my talk, and he wanted to make sure that such screening for a population are done in UAE, not somewhere else. So instead of him coming alone, he convinced the other who were attending one of the conferences in Abu Dhabi to come and attend. And before they leave, it was even when during the visit, it was like an auditing day. I felt hot air coming out of my ears. They were asking for confidentiality, protocol, accreditation. So instead of spending 10 to 15 minutes, because their time is very precious for what they are, for the conference they need to go back, they stayed for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And before they leave, Sir David, he wrote, UAE GDA is a spot of light in Arab world in genetic research. And as you know, these people, they will never compliment Mariam Matar, they will not compliment Sheikh. And even tear came out of my eyes. I said, sir, I believe there is exaggeration in what you wrote. He said, Mariam, I've been everywhere in this planet Earth, and I never came across of such research which is based on non-governmental, and what was, according to them, Nobel, according to a Nobel laureate, that I had to sign in all the consent letter that I will not use this data for any publication. And according to them, if I would use those data for more than 11,000 Emiratis, age group between 18 to 28, I would be a 5-star professor. But as you know, I had to do that simply because we are a tribe community. And unfortunately, it was a burning process for me because the tribe leaders, they were not able to understand the differences between newspaper and publication. So they said, you have to sign here, Mariam, that this information and this research will not go out the border of the government and your center. So I had to sign the letter, and I took full responsibility for that. And according to the Nobel laureate, for an NGO to provide service for everyone, citizen and non-citizen, for an expensive test, and to be able to enforce legislation, that was something, according to them, very noble. And after this visit, I am more recognized and known internationally than in Arab region. Right now, I'm representing the whole region, the Middle East and the MENA region and Africa and India and China, and the Global Commission of Rare Diseases and Stem Cell, as well as I am one of the senior advisors to the United Nations and WHO when it's come to rare diseases and genetics, and women empowerment. I had the privilege, next slide, please. Next slide, we are done, 1 more minute. These are some of the milestones where we were able to achieve because of the great support of my team. Next, Sheena. Next, Sheena. More. Go ahead, go ahead. Next. Yeah, and go to the slide of the investment. 1 more. The table. Yeah, no, go back. The table. No, before, after that. Sheena. Yes, this one. So one of the biggest achievement, which I believe helped me to, was the reason of me to have the great support and trust of my community, where His Highness, the Prime Minister of United Arab Emirates, give me the privilege to be the first woman ever in the history of my young country to be Under Secretary of Public Health and Primary Health Care. And later on, he promoted me to a minister level, where I was the first female in Dubai government to take a post as a Director General, member of the Executive Council. And I was the team leader. They give me the responsibility to draw the roadmap for my young country and my lovely city. From 2008 till 2017, I was the team leader for Dubai Strategic Plan for Health, Education, and National Identity. And that was another great achievement for me to contribute in my young country. By the way, this is the picture of my lovely mother. If you see her, can you see my mother here? I don't know. Do you see the picture of my mother? Anyone seeing that?
No.
No. We have the presentation.
Thank you.
Can we see, please? Yes.
Okay.
This is my lovely young mama. My mother, she got my elder brother when she was only 12 years old. My both parents, they don't write and read. We are 9 brothers and sisters, but we are all highly educated. My mother, imagine, I am 48, and my mother, she's only 68 years old. Can you imagine? She's like a friend to us. Even sometime when she teases my brother, they will be like a brother and sister. So because of her X chromosome and my father X chromosome, which I got from his mother, I am here in front of you. And as you know, the X chromosome is the main reason of smartness in any human being. So if you have a baby boy, and this is what I'm saying to the gentleman who's attending this talk, kindly, if you have a smart boy at home, and when I say smart, I don't mean education only, as well as social intelligence, please make sure today to go and buy a rose for your wife and give it to her as a gift, because 99.9% your boy are smart because of your wife X chromosome, where she was kind enough to give him this X chromosome. And as you know, the girls, she is almost always very fair. The girls usually are very fair. They take X from the mother and X from the father. So that's what makes us so unique. That's what makes us so unique. So please take care of yourself and be proud that you are women. And let's change the whole history, where we will show the human being, that we will make sure that the progress of women will be side to side, to hold the hand of our brothers and our colleague, male colleague. So we will progress as a team, rather than what happened in the past thousands of years, where they were leading it and keeping us behind. We'll make sure they are next to us, next to our shoulder, trying to help the humanity and making it more peaceful place, inshallah. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Dr. Mariam, for your outstanding presentation. I don't have to say more, because many participants, they expressed themselves in the chat session. They said that they are proud of you, proud of your character, of your attitude, of the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you improve, you impose yourself. Dr. Matar, you are a great leader. You are a really success story. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you very
now-
much. All the credit goes to my team. I am there only to lead and come up with some ideas.
This is one of the characters of a good leader. Anyway, now we move to the last speaker, which is Sarah Ghaleb. She is the current president of the Rotaract Club of Sahel Metn in Lebanon. She holds a BA in Translation and Interpretation with a master's degree in Diplomacy and International Security. Sarah has been an active and dedicated member in Rotaract since 2019. She will talk to us about their project, the project they are doing, which is STEM for Girls. Sarah, the online floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, PDG Jamil. All right. So I will be very, very brief. Just a small description about what Girls in STEM is and how it was created and the results that were fruitful. So beginning with 2 years ago, Dr. Samar Saab, she's here with us tonight. Hello, doctor. Had an idea about a project to support girls in education. And 2 years later, this idea became a reality. Last year, Dr. Samar and our club's immediate past president, Elise Nassif, have set the stepping stones of the Imagine Girls in STEM. Setting up the idea from A to Z and creating a fixed idea of how big the impact will be. Here we are today at this moment, showcasing the effect we have created as the only project in District 2452 that targeted the big title of Empowering Girls. As you all know, Lebanon has been going through several crises for years now, and unfortunately, it has deeply affected the education system, especially among girls in marginalized areas, where it is expected of them to get married once graduated, and even some cases they don't even graduate; they just stop school and follow what their parents tell them. The Imagine Girls in STEM project is orchestrated by the Rotaract Club of Sahel Metn among 6 other clubs. And this project has left an incredible mark on the community by fostering a transformative shift in the representation and engagement of 80 young women from public schools aged from 14 to 17 in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This initiative is characterized by its innovative approach and unwavering commitment, and it has not only inspired a new generation of aspiring female scientists and technologists, but it has also challenged traditional gender stereotypes. By organizing workshops and educational events for 2 consecutive days with almost 20 speakers, the project has provided a platform for girls to explore and excel in STEM disciplines, breaking down barriers that have historically hindered their participation. The project became a reality with the financial help of the Rotary Club of Alay West, Rotary Lebanon International, Rotaract Schwenningen, I really hope I'm pronouncing it right, Rotaract Mediterranean MDIO, and Rotaract District 2452. The impact is not only seen in the increased enrollment of girls in STEM-related courses, but also in the growing confidence and enthusiasm among participants as they envision and pursue careers in these traditionally male-dominated fields. The Imagine Girls in STEM project stands as a testament to the power of community-driven initiatives in promoting inclusivity and equality in education and professional opportunities. Last but definitely not least, and on a personal level, I would like to thank Dr. Samar and IPP Elise and every single president and member and guest from each club that has participated into making this project a success and handling the logistical tasks, coordinating with the speakers, and choosing a safe date. Unfortunately, we have to think about safety right now, because the project took place when the atrocities in Gaza began. So we had to change the dates out of fear because the safety of the girls was a priority. But eventually it was a success, thank God. And on a personal level as well, I am proud and forever grateful to have participated in this amazing idea that was initiated by Dr. Saman and translated into this year with all the rest of the presidents. And thank you so much for tonight, for giving me the opportunity and the floor to speak on the behalf of the 7 clubs, my club, and all the as we say in Arabic, al-Jindi al-Majhool, the anonymous soldiers who have made it a success. I was very brief. Thank you so much, PDG Jamil.
Thank you, Sarah, for your beautiful project. And I want to say to you that you are not the only one who wants to thank Dr. Samar Saab. I want to thank her because she is, in fact, the unknown soldier, as you said, behind every event that we are doing. She works from the heart with a lot of passion to make everything that we are organizing a success. Thank you, Dr. Samar. And now it is your turn, the turn of each one of you. We encourage you to participate in